2.
Good. All right, I'd like to welcome everybody to the June ZBA meeting. Noreen, would you please do roll call?
Kevin Scully,
Here.
Marcy Daniel is out, Chip Postiglione,
Here.
Steve Thaw,
Here.
John Seeley,
Here.
Zach Murphy,
Zach's here.
Zach, whichever your name is tonight.
All right, please rise for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And just please make note of the fire exits to their right. All right, so first on the agenda, we'll have the return of public hearing, Town of Monroe Planning Board. Do you have to make no, because it's open, right?
It's still open, yeah?
Yeah. All right, is there, since it's an public hearing, is there anyone
Yeah, can you just look down the hall?
anyone here that has any comments on this project? If so, please come up to the podium. I see the mad rush. One at a time, please.
Yeah, zoning board, come on in.
So, with no one stepping up, this has been open and we being re-advertised, public notice. We've kept it open for, I'd say, fair amount for comments and everyone that's participating to come forward and say what they gotta say about this.
Before you continue, Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
I had my planning board meeting with Bonnie Franson last week. She asked me about tonight's meeting. I said it was tonight. She said she had something to submit. I've received nothing, so I don't know what she was looking to submit. I don't know whether there was something else out there that we asked for last month. I don't recall.
Well, she wasn't at the meeting last month.
Is there, I've got one real issue that I would like to just discuss with you all for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
To give some legal advice on something that I saw.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
it wouldn't take long.
Yeah, so I'd like to go ahead and make a motion to have a signed counsel on this.
Yeah, an attorney-client session for
Yeah.
the purpose of giving and receiving legal advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you want to make a motion for that effect?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion for attorney-client discussion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Here we go. Yeah, we'll go. Are we all good? I'd like to make a motion that we come back in from the counseling session of the facts on this.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
That was
Aye.
John.
All right, so we're back.
That was John seconding.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, as there is no one here to speak on the public hearing of the Town of Monroe Planning Board, and with all the information that we've gathered to this point, I am going to make a motion that we.
Something else that.
Yeah, but I thought you said, is it necessary?
No.
Because we have 62 days. Unless you want to go ahead. Is there anything that any board members have that could spread a little more light on the situation?
Well, there was a question about the 4 single-family units that were lived in. And I just, with my personal recollection, my personal knowledge of that property, that one of those, unit 29, was built in the mid to late 90s. The exact year I don't know, but I do remember it being built. I was there. I saw it being built, and I knew who lived in it.
So with that being added, and with the information that's come to us from the chairman of the planning board, bringing other buildings to light, maybe that's the reason why we're only seeing, we can track down 3 of the 4 buildings,
That
possibly?
That's a possibility, because that was a question mark. They kept talking about 3, but somebody, the building department said 4, and that's probably the 4th.
And so I guess the importance of that then would be, that would be well after the fact of the use.
Of the enactment, the code.
The code, yes, the
Yeah.
code.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
so we'll have to
Yeah,
look further into that.
the question is, yeah, does that qualify, if in fact, you know, it was built in the 90s, does that make it, that removes the possibility potentially of being considered a pre-existing non-conforming use? It becomes a use that was begun after the code would have prohibited multiple single-family dwellings on the same parcel. But, yeah, that's a possibility.
That's a possibility. Any other board members have any information on this that could be helpful going forward? Well, if not, I guess I'll go back to where I was a couple of minutes ago. That I think we've heard quite enough from both sides on this, and we've spent more time than I would care to. I would like to make a motion to go ahead and close the public hearing on this project, so we can go ahead and we have 62 days to do a.
Yeah, we got 62 days, and you could put it on the agenda for maybe next meeting to, you know, for discussion or decision. You
Yeah,
know, if you're ready by next meeting, great. If not, you do have 62 days.
yeah, how do you feel about, do you think you could be ready for us to go over what we've all talked about by next meeting?
Yeah, the legal points that I'm
Yeah.
sure you're referring to.
Right.
Yeah, I can go over, you know, give you some more legal advice and be ready
Yeah.
for the next meeting, I
Okay.
believe, yeah.
All right, so yeah, then I'd like to go ahead and make a motion to close the public hearing, and we'll do that separately. So, second, all in favor of closing it?
Aye.
Aye. And then I'd like to make a motion
Sorry,
to,
who made the second?
John seconded?
Thank you.
No, thank you. So then I'd like to make a motion on the July, when meeting? Bueller?
Your,
July 23rd.
July 23rd,
yes.
the ZBA meeting to have a finding discussion? Is that what you would call it, sir?
Yeah, discussion, yeah.
Yeah. Can I get a second on that?
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Okay, public hearing, next up is, public hearing, Remy. How you guys doing? Speaking to the mic, please. So, let me just make sure, because I know we've had trouble with it. This is your packet, yes?
That's how it is now.
So, this public hearing is, I don't have to make a motion.
I don't know, did we actually open a public hearing on this?
Tonight is to open the public.
Tonight is,
Tonight is the
so,
open?
yes.
No?
Randy knew.
Huh, I thought we were open.
We are opening it tonight.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to, open the public hearing for, Remy.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. How you doing tonight? All right? So we've got your packet, and we've, with all the other work that you've shown us in the past, is there any more information that you'd like to give to us this evening that you haven't already given to us?
I don't see the survey there.
Let's look now.
That was the email that-
Yeah, we
Yeah.
went,
We
so
saw
you
it.
guys don't have to check, we went from
Yeah.
41.3 to 34.7
Yep,
down. Remove, everything's on the new survey there, but we can.
yeah,
The number, so just to recap, since this is the hearing, so we
Yeah.
should have a, you know, a recap of what the application is. The applicant had, is the only variance lot coverage, is that what we're talking about here, to my memory?
There's three.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and,
There's a location of the pool, the lot coverage, and the difference in lot, 15,000, only have 13,800.
yeah, of course, as I look, I have my notes out going over it in advance, and I left my notes back at my office, of course. So,
Yeah.
so it's lot coverage, it's also the pool,
Location of the pool,
location
Yeah,
of
the
the pool.
location of the pool,
and the sun district, I did something about that we got 13,800 square feet and we need 15,000. 13,000.
And the shed as well.
The shed got
the
relocated
shed got relocated up,
to the right.
right, it was too close to the,
It was,
Yeah.
It's a foot off.
yeah.
so
It's a lot area coverage, front yard, and, in the pool. Yeah, you had lot area 15 to be changed to 13,000, front yard 40 to 70, and the lot area was 25% to be changed to 41.3.
So, let me see that.
Yep, you got it?
Oh, so it was lot, the pre-existing lot area.
Right.
Okay, pre-existing non-conforming lot area, the front yard, 40 feet required, 17 feet provided, and that's because of the location of the pool, right? And then the lot coverage, because of all the different things, including the pool, you had originally 41.3, whereas 25% is the max permitted. And then, so over the course of the time that you've been here, over the last, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, whatever it's been, you've been going back, the applicant's been coming back, and looking for ways and discussing with the board ways in which to reduce the lot coverage.
Right, but, yes.
Rearranging, taking away some of the hardscape
Yes.
and doing significant other work on the premises. And now comes with a reduced request for lot coverage variance, instead of it being 41.3, with all the reductions, it's now 34.7?
Yep, just under 35.
Okay, and then everything, and you've actually made those improvements, you're not getting ready to make them.
No, they're-
You've made them, and they've been documented by the survey that is submitted, that's dated last revised June 18, 2024. Is that am I reading that right? It's really little.
Sounds correct.
And that's with also, if you see at the pictures, that's all part of that calculation was the neighbor's driveway, right, which was encroaching onto your property, and this is where they did that work there to take back that.
Right, so in summary, the things, can you give the board a list of the things that you've removed? You know, since you first came with the 41.3%?
Just look up my copy of my survey, so more or less. All right, so let's start, let's say from that side, the neighbor's driveway got removed, was a nice portion of land that was covered.
Right.
The shed number, what number is that? I mean, one of the shed that was in the wrong spot,
You moved it.
we moved it to the right location. The gazebo got removed from the back of the house to the pool patio floor, it's on top of the floor now.
Say that one more time.
The gazebo.
The gazebo.
Yeah, was on top of was too close to the house originally. It got removed on top of the patio floor
Yeah, moved it to the existing patio
to
floor.
the existing, so
close
it's
to the
not
pool.
covering anymore.
And then you removed the gravel,
All the gravel around the pool.
around the pool and the deck,
And the deck.
and the deck area, which was quite a bit.
Yeah.
And then, what did you do that created the water problems?
We had to do a whole French drain.
You had to do the French drain because you
Foundation.
removed that gravel, or what you removed away from the house that was also in the calculation.
Yeah, the floors, the pavers
The
floor,
pavers,
deck,
right.
all of that, when we removed it,
Moved it all,
But we
and
got
then,
them
and
inside
then created the water issues, which then you had to go ahead and get that French drain,
Water.
get it away from the foundation,
yeah,
right?
we waterproofed the whole foundation.
Yeah, I think that about covers it.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else in attendance tonight that has any comments or statements that they'd like to bring forward on this project here, this public hearing? Step up. Just give him some space.
Well, he's my neighbor, and he's worked really hard on getting everything to code, and they're great people, great family, and just got good things to say about it.
Thank you. Anybody else? Anyone else on the board have any comments? Dave, can we go over the 5 factors? Would you be able to read that to us
Yeah,
and go over that at this point?
yeah, so, the board knows it's actually, is there anything further that you want to hear, from the applicant? That you could close the public hearing and then go over the 5 factors thereafter. You could do it before you close the public hearing, as long as you're considering the factors.
Yeah,
Or you want to leave it open
Is-
while you listen?
yeah, I'd like to leave it open, but if there's anything else that anyone on the board wants to hear from them? No? Yeah, I like to leave it open and while we're listening to the factors, so this way when we make our decision, yeah, it's just something stupid in my head, that's the way I like to do it.
Yeah, that's fine. So as the board knows, it's a balancing factor where the board has to weigh the benefits that would be achieved to the applicant against the detriment to the health, safety, and welfare to the community of the variances were granted, guided by 5 factors. The first factor is whether an undesirable change would be produced in the character of the neighborhood or a detriment to nearby properties would be created by the area variance.
I would say they're improving it.
Yeah, definitely not.
No.
Agreed. Okay. The second factor is whether there is a feasible alternative to achieve the benefits sought other than with an area variance.
I would say no. I think the homeowner has really stepped up and done quite a bit to work with this board.
Yeah, he mitigated as much as possible.
Yeah.
Reasonably possible.
Okay, the third one is whether the area variance is substantial.
I think he's done a considerable job.
Yeah, to reduce it. Yeah.
Reducing that
Yeah.
substance.
The fourth one is whether there be an adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood or district.
No.
No, and that's even giving themselves a bigger headache when they're flooding to their house. So no.
And last is what the difficulty was self-created, which is instructive but not counted.
It was.
So it sounds like the factors are running up in favor of a grant. Does anybody have any conditions that they'd like to talk about, other than the standard conditions, which are, payment of all three fees, compliance with all other laws, rules, and regulations,
Yeah, I'd just say, a big chunk of that is, and I don't even know how you can put this in there, with your neighbor's driveway and that encroaching, is, and I don't even know how you enforce this, that, you just don't let them take your property again, right? Because, you know how, because when you look at it, that's actually a big chunk, it was a big chunk.
12 feet on the bottom, 6 feet.
Yeah, no, it really helped, and, to your expense, and as I'm looking at this, I see your fence, right, that's your fence and all, I can't tell you to put your fence there or anything like that, because it's just more expense, but,
I'm planning.
Yeah,
I'm planning to.
yeah, just,
To be in my face.
let
After
them
this.
know the heartache that, you went through and the expense, it's just, it's part of being a good neighbor, right? So that's a two-way street, so besides that, I just don't know how you enforce that. I would say just the standard stuff.
Okay.
Thank you for your effort.
Yeah, it is appreciated. It is, not everyone is like that, and we try to be fair, and we're not bad people. So I would like to go ahead and make a motion to approve.
First close the public hearing.
Should have done it before.
Should have. I'd like to make a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And now I'd like to go ahead and make a motion to approve this project.
Yeah, so the motion should be a motion to approve the variances sought with the amendment provided that the lot coverage would be 34.7%, and based upon the survey dated June 18, 2024, on the standard conditions of compliance with all the laws, rules, and regulations, and payment of all due fees and expenses.
Second that.
Yep. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Then if you could make a motion, separate motion to direct me to prepare a resolution to that effect, and to authorize the chairman to sign if he finds it.
Listen, I didn't know there was gonna be a test tonight.
I make a motion to have the attorney draft a resolution to be signed by the chairperson.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, good night now. Can I say good night now? Good night, Gracie.
You may.
Good night.
Sorry.
Take care.
Thank you.
All right, next up, Weiss. There is a Weiss. This has been hanging around a while. Huh? So,
We're open to public.
yes, we are opening the public hearing.
You get started with that.
I'm going to, but what was weird, all of my notes there, before I get to you, all of my notes I had that for Remy, we had the public hearing opened last month. My notes are never wrong.
Well, sir, they are, because she just did all of her
Yeah, I'm
mailings.
not buying it. I'm not buying it. It sounds like a cover-up to me.
Yeah,
You
okay,
did.
because I had nothing better to do.
Yes. All right, I'd like to go ahead and make a motion to open up the public hearing for Weiss at 210 High Street, Monroe, New York.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All righty.
Is it 2 High Street or? 2 Column. 2 Column, yeah.
Yeah, why do I have
Maybe.
210 High Street here?
Yeah.
All right. So, You gotta refresh.
That's why I did a drive-by
Yeah.
months ago.
It's
Do a quick Cromwell Hill Road.
It's
This is the small shed, right?
Yeah, it's a small shed.
Cromwell Hill.
It's a small shed, but Mr. Weiss has been dodging us for quite a while here, and, I
That's
only.
your house, I'm like, that's not the shed.
No, same thing. And when I saw him standing at the podium, I'm like, that's not Weiss.
Yeah.
I know Weiss if I saw him.
Okay.
So it's nice for you to come back. Is it something we said that kept you away?
I'm happy to be there.
Yeah, are
Yeah.
you? Okay.
You wanted to leave a while ago.
Say that again?
You wanted to leave early.
Yes, didn't we all? Yeah.
Can you give us an overview again?
Yeah, exactly.
Remind the board what the application is all about.
Okay, the application about the shed that is close to it's more than the,
Speak up, please.
it's about the shed. The previous owner built a shed, it wasn't legal. And according to the courts of today, it's too close to the road. It's like 2 feet close to the road. I mean, it has to be 2 feet into the property. And where the shed is right now.
It's the other person's property?
No, it's my property.
Okay,
I don't know, look at the record, it's 15 feet, whatever
Yes.
the record is. According to
Yeah, I remember the photos for this, it was a very hidden shed.
Yeah,
It was difficult to even see the shed,
Correct.
because there were trees around it.
Yes, correct.
So it's got a pre-existing non-conforming lot area,
Right.
right, just shy by just about 2,800 square feet. And then
The shed is.
because it's a corner lot, it's got 2 front yards. So the shed is 47 feet up from the Allison Drive property line, but the minimum is supposed to be 50.
Right.
So that's what it is.
Right, so you miss it by 3 feet. So, from what I remember, it was a nice shed.
It was actually a house.
A nice shed, right?
It had a clay roof.
Is the photo.
Yeah.
He's not taking it off, it's just part of the view of the
Stone
house.
shed, same type of roof, style.
Yeah.
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 And is that, now, because it's been so long, was the shed on a foundation?
No.
Does the beard of it?
No, right? So are you able to, did you move the shed?
No,
No?
a lot of nice landscaping around, I don't want to damage anything, I want to
They're very well
keep
trees,
it original.
it's really hidden in the
Yeah.
trees.
Yeah,
You
no,
don't even see it.
Steve's got the picture, I don't have the picture there. Does it look?
It looks like you can move it 3 feet.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, which
I
way
don't
you
know
gotta
your
move it?
definition of nice flowers and stuff, but
Same.
I don't really see too much there.
I think on the survey, it looks like there's a block wall that comes right up to the corner of it, right?
Is it, but I don't see that in the
I
picture.
don't see that here. It might may have to be graded a little bit, but
It's not easy to move, it's not.
my opinion, I think you can move this thing.
Because I just see the tree, there's like oh, I see the wall on the back.
Yeah.
Is it where, in the back? you
It's
see?
right, this right here, the wall.
Then, yeah.
Okay.
But it looks like it could be moved this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're moving it right
The
down.
back wall shouldn't have it.
You see it? You got it.
Yeah.
So,
It's right here, it's the movie problem. It's raised.
yeah, but he's got to move it this way.
I
Right
think
here.
it's raised.
See, here's the
I think it
shed.
would have to be graded, but
Here's the wall.
it's definitely doable.
So here, he's got to move it back. So,
Block
can you,
wall.
your picture here,
Correct.
I'm gonna give this to you.
Chip, show me this too, where the block wall shows no obstruction, it's specifically in the back.
Yeah. So here's your survey. Here's your
Well,
photo,
now there's nothing graded yet.
right?
So
So
it'll be graded.
here, like, just follow me for a second. Shed,
No.
shed,
Correct.
right? Your offset's this way.
Correct.
So the door is here. So you could move it this way?
I think it's what it starts. It's like 4 years old and just around.
So, but I'm looking at it right.
Yes.
So, right there. So it's 40 years old and you say it may collapse,
Yeah.
right?
Especially the support. I mean, especially the roof. It's
I get you.
yeah.
Thanks, Steve. So what are we trying to say here then? If it's a 40-year-old shed that's in violation, that looks like it could be moved down the line of that wall,
Correct. Yes.
but you're saying you're afraid to move it because it's 40 years old and it could collapse,
Correct.
right?
Not about the same. It's nice. I mean, it can't make the same thing. It's stucco and the same. How do you call the roof? It's expensive to do. But,
Well, I'm getting mixed messages from you. Either it's not safe to move, that it might collapse,
it's not about
or
safety.
you're saying that it's nice looking
It's nice look.
and I can't duplicate it.
Correct. Thank you.
What is it?
It's
So it's nice looking, I can't duplicate it, but could collapse at any moment.
no. It's not. It's not. It's, once you wanna try to move it, then it's gonna get damaged because it's probably in the ground. It's cement and the old stone whatever they did it.
But it looks like from the pictures, and that's all we can tell about it.
Okay.
It looks like the pictures is just sitting on the ground.
Yeah.
Is it just resting on the ground?
It's like
When you go inside the shed, it's a wood floor,
cement.
huh?
Cement.
Cement floor.
Yes.
Well, that's what I asked about, was it?
It's like a stone little shed. Picking it up might cause trouble to it.
Can I see?
I wouldn't go over the whole process if it's just.
Well, that's why I asked, was there a foundation?
The foundation, when I looked at it,
It's a
it's
slab.
like a little, no, I don't, it looked like it was sitting on little stones. But I think the bottom of it would be,
Yeah, okay, so they
Yeah.
poured a slab and they built around it.
yeah, there's no visible slab underneath it yet. It's just a floor. From what I could tell from the outside.
That's not a slab, that top picture, you see it, does that look like a slab about 6 foot thick?
6 inches, you mean?
And this is only-
Give or take.
Good slab.
Good slab.
Dig it
Is
up,
that what
yeah.
I'm looking at?
It's possible, I only saw it from the road, I didn't wanna go investigate too
Yeah,
much,
no.
but it looked like it was sitting on stone, not a real, so maybe it is one whole stone roof.
Anyone have any comments, questions, concerns on the
So
board?
it's 40 years old, so
Yeah.
when he came ready to sell, was that brought it to the attention and he needed a variance? Well, I don't understand.
Huh?
Why do you need a variance? You're selling, is that why?
No, because I did everything legal. I built a pool, so I did. The guys come up with toilets. Something just an old violation. I have to just take care of it. Not violations. I mean, I can. For me, it's perfectly fine, but I don't just want to clear all the violations.
Anyone have any other comments that's sitting out there, that wanna bring to the board's attention what we're looking at?
Are we confirmed that there's a slab there?
I'm not confirmed,
I thought it was
unclear.
No, it looked like it was sitting on a stone foundation, but the building itself, it's not like a regular wooden shed.
That's a stone structure.
yeah.
It's unclear what it's sitting on.
I couldn't go inside of it to see, so I didn't want to jump in.
Yeah, no, it's, for what we're being told, when I asked, is it a foundation, it's not a foundation, but it's a concrete floor with, it looks like a wood, besides the roof, the rest of it almost looks like, press board or T111.
Yeah, it could be stucco on the outside.
Yeah, stucco on the wood.
Right.
It's pretty close to the road, I didn't just.
So you bought this property how long ago?
4 years ago.
4 years ago, and when you bought it, this was a problem, this was an open violation,
Right, yes.
and you're just getting around to do now, but. So I think Mr. Weiss has been avoiding us for 4 years, it almost seems like, Noreen, doesn't it?
So from Mr. Weiss, from your last appearance, I have 2 notes here written that you were supposed to get for us the size of the shed
Yep.
and the type of foundation.
Okay.
You were supposed to produce that to us from your last appearance before us.
I think I did send it over to you. No?
Anything that I've gotten in emails goes to the board.
I haven't seen
I
that.
haven't gotten any.
Maybe I told
Did you measure the shed?
Yes, I did, but I don't remember the last bill. Not the measurements we right now.
You say, yeah, that's all. Yeah, I didn't get any feedback.
I haven't seen it. So
That's important.
it is important, so at this point, I'd like to make a motion to keep this open.
No, it'll stay open.
Yeah.
You can make a motion to continue it at the July meeting.
Yeah, I like-
Whether there's a date certain.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to continue this open hearing at the July 23rd
Yes.
ZBA meeting. At that time, I'd like for you to come back and give us, by that, the size of the shed, the type of floor, and the material of the walls.
Also, you can take some photos of the inside.
Inside.
Photos on the inside.
Okay?
Floor, the walls, and measure the square footage.
Right, and photos of the backside where the wall comes into it, that retaining wall. Right now, I just have a picture of the front, so I like it from like all 4 sides.
Okay.
And I know you're gonna have to get underneath that tree to take it, but I'd like to see, in the survey, it looks like that wall's coming in to touch the back, left corner of that.
Correct.
But I'd like to see that from there, and I'd also like to see if it were gonna tell you to move it 3 feet, is, I think Kevin brought up a point, is the shed mounted up? So give us better pictures of what you got.
I see it, like it's once you're gonna move it, it's going to,
Is it on a little hill?
yes, it's
Yeah.
a little hill.
It's on a
Yeah.
little hill.
Give us pictures to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the bottom line is, one of the factors that the board is required to consider in looking at an area variance, I think it's the second factor, which is is there another method to achieve the benefit you're seeking without requiring an area variance? So what the board is, I think, getting at, that factor, it seems to be troubling some of the board members to say, look, the benefit you're seeking is to have the shed and to have it intact and usable.
Right.
And they're examining whether there's a feasible alternative. Can you achieve that same benefit, having the shed, by simply moving the shed 3 feet instead of getting an area variance? That's why this inquiry. So everything that the board's asking for is to help them understand, is it feasible to move it 3 feet? That's what they're looking for.
Is it on the foundation, is it on a
I
hill?
feel uncomfortable to do it, this is why I decided to go on the whole process, otherwise I would just,
But we need to see that information, because we have to answer those 5 questions at the end. And the third question is there any way to do this besides granting variance? And if you can show us that it's on a foundation, it's on a hill, and if you can't do, and how it's made, so take pictures of the inside wall, the floor, and kind of get low with your camera so you can see if it's on a hill or not.
okay,
Yeah, that's
all right,
important.
okay.
Okay.
That way you can close the whole thing and just, if I send you the pictures and everything is okay, there's a way to avoid the next meeting?
Yes.
You still need to come to the next meeting.
Yeah, you gotta be.
Yeah, definitely still come, because they're gonna ask.
My money is you won't be here.
Oh, I forgot.
I'm just putting it out
I
there.
want to be there every week, okay.
Yeah.
It's July 23rd.
July 23rd.
23.
Okay.
Okay?
And this, if I bring this information, it's going to be closed or it's going
So
to...
here.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll talk about it.
See how it goes. It all depends how good you do your homework.
I'm not looking.
Well,
I'm not going
there you go.
to. Don't worry.
All right, thank you.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Is there a second on that motion?
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, well, I'm sure it was. Yeah.
Questions, who was it?
I think John seconded it.
Yes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Go to the tape.
Let's go to the tape.
Listen, you've been along too many
This
times.
week is tough tonight.
All right.
It's not all.
All righty, returning projects, Lucy Anno. And I think I have the one photo. Is this your photo?
Yes.
To pull down,
Full and executive.
right?
Read up 685 square feet.
So now, because you were not in front of us last time, so this is right, so this is right here. We're just going over your packet here. We had, can you give us, lot area coverage? Your lot only has 9,914 square feet. Front yardage, minimum setback of 40 required off of Cromwell Hill and Park Terrace. Above ground pool located 34.7 off Cromwell Hill and 20.9 off of Park Terrace. The encroachment is 5.3 and 19.1. Shed located 38 feet off of Cromwell Hill property line. This is an encroachment of 2 feet. Gazebo located 10.5 feet off Cromwell Hill Road and 19.8 feet off of Park Terrace property lines. This is an encroachment of 29.5 and 20.2 respectively from the required front yard setback. Lot coverage 25%, existing as per as-built survey 48.2, difference of 23.2 over the maximum allowed. Does that sound about right?
Yes.
Good. So I have. So with this survey I'm looking at, because, correct me if I'm wrong, the survey I'm looking at had an oval pool, but that's your old pool or that's the new pool?
The new one.
That's the new one. You had a round pool, you took down, you had a round pool that you didn't have a permit or anything for, you took it down and you put up an oval pool,
Right.
correct? Okay, it's all coming back to me now. So our last meeting, we talked about, you have the one shed, on the, that was 4.2 feet off the property line, that was by the block wall, right? What's up with that shed?
I have a question. When I purchased that, there was a shed there. It had a dent on the top, so there was water getting in there, so I just replaced it. I mean, it was sold to me with a shed there. The replacement is that void?
Did you get a permit for the shed?
No,
Yeah.
I didn't know anything at the time.
Yeah. The shed's in violation,
Okay. So
right?
now,
You knew the shed was in violation probably when you bought it.
I figured it was sold to me like that.
Yeah, no, you figured wrong.
Yeah.
You made mention that that shed marked as item number 2 was gonna be moved to the driveway, item number 10.
Yes.
Has that been done?
No, not yet.
Okay, so that hasn't been moved. And then you have the gazebo that is over between Cromwell Hill Road and your pool, right? What's up with the gazebo?
What I wanted to ask the board, whether can I keep the gazebo there? I know it's a violation, but, so I removed the pool, I removed the deck, and I just wanted to ask if I can keep the gazebo where it is.
Now, is the gazebo, doesn't meet the setback?
No.
Is that correct? Yeah, gazebo is located 10.5 feet off of Cromwell Hill Road and 19 feet off of Park Terrace. So this is an encroachment of 29.5 feet and 20 feet respectively. So the gazebo's not even close to the proper setback. But if you did the proper setback on the gazebo off of Cromwell Hill, that would probably put you into where your pool was.
Yeah.
And if you did it off of Park Terrace, that would push it back closer to the dwelling. Right? Am I looking at that? Yeah, I think I am. So, all right, so you said you're gonna move the shed to the driveway, which you haven't done. And then, does anyone remember this, on the paved driveway, I have a note that says photos.
You were supposed to provide photos to us, and also the stone area marked item number 6. There was a concession that was offered that was supposed to be removed as well.
You're talking about where I said I was gonna put the sod on there in the driveway?
Whatever you said you were gonna do with that, but
Yeah,
item
so I-
6 stone area.
No, he's talking, yeah, you guys are talking about two different
Yeah,
areas.
yeah.
He's talking about the stone area over
By the
by
fire
the
space.
corner
In
of
the
Cromwell.
corner, our property on Cromwell Hill and Park Terrace. On the left
Oh, the
corner.
rocks. Yeah, I started taking the rocks off. Yeah, and it's just gonna be on grass and just chairs around it.
Was that done?
Yeah, the rocks. Yeah.
That's been removed? Do you have photos?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry.
All right, so it seems like we're right back to where we were on the last meeting, so, Yeah. well, no, the pool's gone, but, I mean, that's just one thing.
Yeah.
We
And the deck
need,
is also.
And
we
the
need, yeah, and the deck, but why do I have a note on the driveway? Which is number 11,
You were gonna on that driveway.
right?
Yeah.
Number 11, right here,
There's an issue with actually two driveways.
two driveways, right? And so were we gonna,
You were gonna turn it to grass was the.
yeah, were we
Yeah,
asking for
once I can
photos?
drive off the grass, I just figured, I'll just leave it like that then, because if I put sod on it and I keep driving over, like you stated before, it's just,
Yeah.
yeah. we can't park it.
My memory was that it was the other paved drive down over Park Terrace, that there was gonna be a chunk of that.
Yeah,
The
that's the one.
stone was gonna be removed and sod was gonna be put in
Correct.
on about half of that.
But I also thought here on number 11, off of Cromwell Hill, you were gonna take some of that driveway away also.
No, not
No? All right.
I thought by number 10.
Yeah, I didn't have it.
Yeah.
Number 10, you're
Number
putting
10.
sod or something.
10, you were gonna cut the sides of that in half.
Grass.
that. Yeah, and put sod on it, but then he explained to me I can't park on it, or so I just,
Yeah. So has that been done?
no, I just got rid of that idea.
All right, so really the only thing you've done was taking down the pool and the deck?
Yeah,
Which deck, 7, 8, or 9?
9.
The
No.
connected deck.
There's
in the back.
no, 7, 8.
Right,
here.
7, 8, 9.
This one removed.
And was
8 is still there.
Yeah.
deck number 8? I don't see an issue in the write-up on that, do you? That it's too close to the property line?
No, I don't remember that being listed at 8.
No, right, this is, so nothing there. 11, 15. All right, so this is just a returning new project, this is not a, public hearing, right? All right, so what we're gonna need, well, I'll start, you guys jump in where, so out of all the stuff we asked for the last time, what has been done is the above ground pool and the wood deck is done. Right, and you did that for a number of reasons, I'm guessing, because there's,
Fire pit gone as well?
say that again?
Is the fire pit gone as well?
No, the pebbles around the fire, it's, you can pick it up and move
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah, picture's worth 1,000 words.
So originally
you
the
gotta bring
picture that I
photos.
sent that had the pebbles on it, it's just pick it up as a fire.
Yeah,
pit.
so you got rid of the pebbles, but you kept.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant,
That's
I didn't need
That's
the
perfect.
actual fire pit.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, that's.
Yeah, I mean, the chairs are there and that's it.
Perfect, just from the stone area. Just so you got rid of all the circle.
But, so in your coverage areas, right, because you're not, you know, the big thing, you know, there's quite a few things here to tackle. Offsets, because, you know, of the way your corner lot is. So you have offset issues, and lot area coverage. So you're over by 23.2% in lot area coverage. So you removed your pool, so that's 441 square feet.
625.
625?
Which one's that?
Oh, yeah, that. But I'm trying to see in this, so you got the dwelling, the sheds, the gazebo, flat work, walkways, stone area, number 6, that's your,
That's what he said, he removed the rocks and
Yeah.
put sod, right?
yeah.
6, 17, and 9 have been removed.
But is number 6 part of the fire pit?
Yes.
Yes.
Right, so that,
Yes.
so I'm just pointing out to him what you have to tackle. So that's why when you were asking about the fire pit, you were saying it could be moved, but it's calculated here into your lot area coverage. Okay? Stone area, decks, asphalt, walls. So what you say the math was on that, John, 6 what?
Oh, so only those 2 areas, so you're saying 6, 7, 9, and 17. Oh,
Yeah, well, 17 and 9 are the really only things he's done.
okay. So that's 625.
Yeah, well, so, you know, that's,
So it comes down to 4197.
I can't tell on the stone area, is it just, is that pointing to just the area inside that circle?
I don't know.
Or
That's why,
on the survey?
that's
There
what you're,
was a photo of that.
Yeah.
yeah.
We need photos.
Is it just that circle is area number 6?
Yeah.
Exploring?
Yeah.
And then the
That's why I called it the fire pit area.
yeah, and the fire pit itself, it's a portable pit or it's,
It's portable, yeah.
and so it's inside that circle, and it's like, it's not shown, but it's in there.
Right. It's shown in the picture too.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so that circle is 133 feet. I don't know how much of that 133 is the actual pit. So,
Yeah.
so you know,
Right.
it can't be much out of the 133, but maybe a quarter of it. I don't know. I'm guessing.
The lot coverage is down to 42.1%.
How do you eat well, Johnny? One bite at a time.
It's down 6%.
You have 2 driveways on this property.
Bless you.
Yeah, I have. If the fire pit itself was gone, My calculation says that the taking away the three things he took away, the pool, the deck number 9, and number 6, if it was, assuming it's all number 6, he's at 40.81%. If I'm doing the math right.
All right, I think, it's clear, you took the pool down, you took the deck down. I would like to see better pictures of that fire pit area. And then you got some decisions to make. Right? It's just like Remy in front of us, in front of you. Like he had a large nut to crack too, but he chopped away at it to get it to where it was reasonable. You know, you even if you took your total coverage of your coverage chart there, what is it total? 4804, is that what it says on the bottom of that? Right? Even if you took away all of that, what's the math on that, John? You'd still be at 48, he's at, we're looking, where, no.
Well, a lot is 10,000.
Chip, what would his numbers be if he eliminated half that driveway at number 10?
Well, yeah,
That's a
The
big
driveway
chunk.
was there when I bought the house.
I'm sorry?
The driveway was there when I bought the house. The papers were there. The
I
front
understand, but
was
you put
there.
a lot of other things in play in trying to mitigate that, bring down that number.
Okay.
see, we're trying to help you, and you know, like you've seen here, we worked with Remy, and what Steve is just offering is, and what we're all just offering are ways that you can go ahead and do that. Really, right now, and I'm going to be as frank as possible, is you took down the pool and the deck. That's the low-hanging fruit, which we know there was a pool there before that you didn't have a permit on, and you knew it. And you took that pool down, and you put up another pool, and you didn't have a permit. So taking that stuff down, right? You see, it's only a pimple on the butt of your lot area coverage. So now, what are you willing to show this board of where we could reduce some of what we're looking at? Because there's a lot on this map, you know. And I know you say the driveway was there. Number 10 and 11 were there when you bought the property. You're saying, right? And it also looks like what? And I don't understand how this is not on here. You got that block wall in front of the shed off of number 11 that encroaches, that goes over the property line by 2.7 feet. Anyone else see that?
Yeah.
Right, so how long ago did you buy the house?
2006.
2006, almost 20 years ago, 18 years ago. Right? So was that wall there when you bought the property?
Yes.
Right.
It was there.
So,
And there was a fence there.
you know, so you're encroaching on your neighbor. By
That's
2
the
feet.
way I bought the house. And the
Yeah,
fence, the
so,
shed was there too.
so let me ask you a question. If your neighbor bought a house next to you and he was encroaching on your property, I would expect him to do something about that. I'd be like, hey buddy,
My neighbor's approaching on my property now and I'm okay with it.
doesn't make it right. Look, like I said, you know,
To be
like
honest
I
with
said,
you, it's just a couple of
you can take
blocks
you can
inside.
take it any way
I
you
can-
want. When I drive by this house, it looks like a carnival.
No, it doesn't. And
That's
not very
my impression.
All
I
you see
walk
is
by.
a white fence, pine trees, and that's a fence.
So
I mean, and a blue house.
I can only be as honest. I think I said that to you the last time I was
You're
here.
probably looking at the house down the block that has all that junk out for sale. You can't even see my property because I have white fences and
So
pine trees around.
what do you want to do?
Well, all
What do
right.
you,
so
what
I know
do you
you're
expect
saying-
us to do?
I know you're saying number 10, the driveway was there and you bought it, and that's fine, but what are you willing to part with in order to keep other things that maybe have a little more.
All right, so the
meaning
gazebo
to it.
has a roof. If I make it a pergola, is that fine?
Say that again?
The gazebo, it has a roof. If I make it into a pergola, which is just boards going across, I mean, I really wanted to keep the gazebo, but I mean, it's just gonna bring my numbers down, then.
But it still has a floor.
Yeah, I think it becomes a deck then.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it still counts.
It doesn't matter.
And that's,
If the deck, if the open deck counted, I think that would then count.
and that still only accounts for half the problem with the gazebo. Because the gazebo is going against your lot area coverage, and it's also, it's too close to the setbacks.
But once that's removed, everything else is there.
What's
when I bought the
removed?
house. Once the gazebo's removed, everything else was there when I bought the house. I mean, how is that my fault? If I purchased it, if the town allowed the house to be sold that way, and I purchased it, how is that my fault? Everything else is there. I don't understand.
Yeah, well, it's not the town. The town doesn't allow you to purchase it, right? The typical process would be when you go to buy a house, you do a property search and you have a survey and issues like that. Like if you're not in compliance with code, usually the person doing your inspection will say, hey, you've got a potential problem here. You know, this is something that you're gonna probably, you may end up having a trouble with the town down the road.
What about the other way around? The person that's selling the house, when you go sell the house, they say you can't sell it with this violation and that violation. That wasn't said to them. And I bought the house just like that.
Did you have a survey done when you bought the house?
A survey?
Did you have a survey done when
No,
you bought
I
the
had
house?
a home inspector come and.
Yeah, so if you would have had the survey done when you bought the house, you would have noticed these problems. And I believe once, like, that's why people will say, you get a survey, you do the inspection, because that brings forward the problems. And then if you choose to move forward with the purchase, those become your issues.
So I would have to do a survey before purchasing a home?
Most of you guys do a survey before you purchase the house.
See, this is
home
this is my
inspection.
first home?
Yeah.
And you have, and then
But
you had an
that's-
attorney,
But
right, that would have
yeah.
advised you of what your rights are. That you either proceed at your own risk, or you, walk away from the deal.
I would say 98% of people that buy homes have surveys.
Especially if you have a mortgage. You shouldn't have a survey.
Because the survey would have pointed out that since you bought this property with these violations, they become your violations. And I also believe if there's penalties to pay, they become your penalties to pay. That's just, you know, so I would say the next time you purchase a house, you have a survey.
Yeah, because the problem is the town building inspector he can't be, and he never is in every place all the time. So just because the guy that you bought the house from had built it out and had put it into violation, it just never came to the attention of the building inspector, so there were no open violations against it. But that's just happenstance. It happens all the time throughout every municipality. And then I think what happened here is when you went to go add, it then you became on the radar. And suddenly it's, oh wow, look at this property, it's got a lot of problems. It's got not only what Mr. Luciano is adding, but it also, you know, even before whatever he added, it's his predecessor that sold it to him, you know, an overloaded property.
When you buy a house and they do a municipal search, right? So it's gonna go to the building inspector, the town of Monroe, and they're gonna look at your file, they're gonna look up at your address, they're gonna open up the file, and they're gonna say, okay, and maybe, you know, maybe there was a survey in your file, but if they went ahead and did an addition or anything of that they opened up a permit and didn't close, that's when they're gonna say, hey, there's an open permit here, right? But if people did stuff without telling them about it, they have no record of it. So when a municipal search comes, they're gonna open up that file, so if the owner before you did all of this stuff and didn't get permits, the town has no record of it. You're buying the house, you do a survey, you take that survey, and then they're gonna see, and the survey is gonna tell you, hey, this is crazy, your wall is encroaching on someone else's property.
It's not a wall
Or whatever it is.
He just used
I'm
that.
using an example. There's so many things here I could pick from. They're gonna say the gazebo is not within your setback. You would have known all that. And then you would have went to the seller and said, listen, I have all these violations. What are you gonna do about it?
Right.
And then it's up to that owner to sit there and say, well, it's his responsibility if he wants to go ahead with the sale to make these things right with the building inspector, to go through all of the payments and the permits and all of that. Or you say to him, I'm gonna buy it as is.
And then take the risk.
And then take the risk and the responsibility of what you bought now is your responsibility.
Right.
So what I'm trying to tell you is here you've got a list of things that are in violation. Setbacks, lot area coverage. We're just trying to, you can do whatever you want to do. Right? We're just asking you to help us help you. If you took down the pool, you took down the wood deck, cross that off. I think you heard both Dave and John say you're about 41%. Now you're down from 48.2% to 41%. You should be 25%. Then I think Steve asked, is there anything here, and you know your property, we're just looking at a piece of paper with riddled, you know this, riddled with violations. You know your property, you know what it looks like. All I see is a survey here just riddled with violations.
I think it's the highest lot that we've ever seen.
It is,
It's the highest I've ever seen in 4 years.
So right now, if we went down to 5 factors, if we were to that point, it would be difficult for us to say anything.
Yeah, like Mr. Birdie's just got down to 30, what we say,
34.7.
34.7.
34.7.
I think if I did my math, if the gazebo is gone and he takes away roughly half of that driveway in number 10, for example, that gets them down, depending upon the numbers, it gets them down into the 34% range.
I hear you. But I don't want to tell him
I don't either. I'm
what
just-
to do.
We can.
Right,
We can.
that's what I'm saying. You live there. So which driveway do you use? Do you use the driveway off of Park Terrace or do you use the driveway off Cromwell Hill?
We use both.
Okay.
My wife and I park in one side and the kids park in the other
Right.
side.
So you're gonna have to sit back and, what can I live without? Out of all these things, what can I live without? How do I make, put my best foot forward in good faith, do something here where this is a reasonable project? Because right now it's not a reasonable project. And I didn't buy the property without a survey. No one up here bought the property without a survey. You're the guy that bought the property without a survey. Right? You're also the guy that had a pool that you knew you needed a permit for, and you still put up another pool.
Okay.
So
Is it
I-
alright if I go home and talk to my wife and figure out what we're gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take photos.
Take lots of photos.
Take lots of
Yeah,
photos.
just to give us a better idea of the layout of the property, where everything is. Obviously, we're looking at these paper with numbers, and so it gives us a better.
Yeah, instead of saying, just for example, I'm telling you what to do or not to do, let's say you were going to take away half that driveway. Don't tell us half that driveway. Actually measure out how much you're going to take out of it. You see what I'm saying? Like, make it as precise, as specific as possible.
So that we can.
That way we can give you the correct feedback.
Do you mind if I approach it? So, your neighbor said it was a good guy, right? So this is the kind of stuff that he showed us here, which is the driveway. Making a difference. He's showing us what he's doing. You know, that's what we're talking about.
Mr. Luciano, can I come to the property? Maybe I could talk to you and just show you what's going on. And do you want to get my number from Noreen after this, or I
Yes.
can get yours from her?
Thank you.
Because I went over to Remy's house and did the same.
Please take photos and your next appearance in front of this board to come back with a plan. How you have to proceed.
Thank you.
So this is, this just remains a returning project,
Yes. For July 23rd.
and, no motions to be made.
No, we'll just be on the agenda next month.
Agenda next month.
Thank you very much.
Take care. All right, next up, we have the November minutes. I read them, this has gotta be some of the best work I've seen. Some stuff is accurate, precise, to the point. The twist on the second page, didn't see it coming.
I'm sure. Didn't even commit murder.
Yes, I
Killers, man.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Zach to stop. Makes me wish more some back. Zach, you okay with the November meetings?
Oh, yeah, I love it.
Minutes?
I went through them, I didn't see any issues. They look good. Thank you.
Anyone else have any comments on them?
I have about 4 or 5 questions about minutes.
What do you got?
I'm sure.
Okay. So you're good? So I'd like to make a motion to accept the November meetings as accurate.
I second the motion.
All those in favor? Aye. And I think that concludes this evening's festivities.
Yes, it does.
And I would like to make a motion to go ahead and close this ZBA meeting for June.
Second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.